Our mission still remains the same, to foster consumers and companies and products, right, around consumer goods and retail, all around design thinking and really driving this hard and fast. Our values remain the same. They haven't changed. In fact, if anything, the sustainability story grows in importance and moderate consumption's even bigger. We are very global. You'll see companies from all over the world today, and we're very excited about that because it's part of the cool component of what we are and trying to be. We have this extraordinary relationship with Wharton as well. Now, Wharton is where Warby Parker and all the cool consumer brands have been continually born. We've done one conference with them in November. They've asked now to do more conferences with us. These are invite only. We're happy to try to have you invited, but by and large, it's all about the brands and the technologies. We're excited to talk about our new sponsors, GS1. It's the standards body for anything moving globally, internationally, domestically, barcodes, passcodes, you name it, any kind of code, they're dealing with it. And Bose, we're super excited because they're really reinventing their whole new retail concepts. And with that, we still have our affiliate program. Cynthia Rowley and Roberta Roller-Rabbit are where we invite retailers who can move super fast and test within like weeks technologies and platforms that we have. And we do that in lieu of our typical sponsorship fees because speed is also valuable to us. We've been continuing to deliver to this retail ecosystem. This was a program we did with NRF. They asked us, what did we want to do for NRF this year? And we said we would love to take brands and retailers around the NRF booth and understand their needs and help deliver us a curated set of solutions. It's been a phenomenal experience for us because we get to talk for an hour or 2 hours with CIOs, hearing their pain points, almost acting like the psychologist or psychiatrist for them. And then in many cases, delivering a suite of very focused solutions to them. So it's been huge for us, first name relationships with all these great brands. We're continuing to develop our content. We do all the research led by Rima's team around all these different topic areas. And we have to be really good at it because we've got to make decisions. And you're going to see some really great ones today. But to do that, we have all this content. And so one of the things we want to turn back to our sponsors is the opportunity for us to run in-house workshops where we can come in and partner with Accenture to go into these platforms and help them understand what is really going on in material science and bring groups together in the organizations that typically don't talk to each other. Now, one of the things that we continue to focus on is innovation. It is not easy in a retailer today. And we're going to talk about that in a second. There's a quote that I'm going to share with you that's kind of harrowing. But the idea is that if you're not innovating as a retailer or brand, we are not succeeding. There is no way a startup can penetrate a fortress of a retailer if you're not in that position of innovation. So we're really focused on, we just did a Forbes article on this whole notion of innovation as Scrum. If you know the Scrum methodology for development, we believe it's equally applicable to the innovation landscape. We had 550 applications this time, which is up about 35% from last cohort, which is super exciting. We have them from all over the world, a lot from the US, no doubt, but a number of countries heavily involved. We are continuing seeing a focus which is all around this ecosystem of e-commerce and retail and fashion. We have funded 53 companies, soon to be 63 by the time we finish. Many of them have raised capital. Some of them don't need to, which is great for us. And this is the thing that we continue to see happening consistently is 41% of the companies are run by women. And that is not intentional. We're not trying to over-index for it. It's just happening. We're very blind to the process and love the results. So the trends that we're really focused on today are the following. One, and this is what Scott Emmons, who used to be the former head of Neiman Marcus, just resigned, left, is that incubation units dedicated to innovation through technology are held back by the culture of the legacy organizations in which they've been built and the cumbersome procurement processes that surround them. We see this time and time again, and we are working hard with our sponsorship dollars, candidly, to build teams that help to go in back to those sponsors and help them rethink the way they innovate to help them move much faster. And you've seen, now I've got a new version of the same slide. We're kind of playing with you a little bit. This is the famous prison slide, castle slide, star slide. At the end of the day, on the left-hand side, traditional CPG and retail are very fixed. They focus on never failing. They love perfection. And that's just not the way tech works. Tech fails. Tech fails a lot. And what you get out there may not be the prettiest thing. In fact, you should probably be embarrassed with version 1. Tell that to a brand, and they look at you like you had 6 heads. So it's a kind of thing that we struggle with because the perfection, which is very valuable, if you're a brand, you want to put out your best polish. But if you're a tech company, you got to get something out fast and then iterate. So we're trying to blend those two where you have iteration with some polish. Now, what's going on, however, is the middle continues to evaporate. These are the latest stats. Purple's not good. Okay? Purple's the middle market. It's in deep decline. And it's basically you're getting the high end and the low end, and the middle is getting really hammered. So what's working, however, is scarcity. We think that's the new inventory. Less is more. Don't have it. Run out. Intentionally run out. Make people stand in line. It was we were saying tonight, if you don't tell people they can't come, then they will come, right? I mean, they will come if you tell them they can't come. So this is reverse psychology, actually works in retail like it does with parties. So just use it, right? And that's our encouragement to retailers is run out of stuff, and you'd be surprised. It doesn't work well for planning, but it's really a very cool concept. And then loyalty is not just about points. We're seeing a lot of work around this space of what does loyalty mean? And Glossier continues to crush it. We just give you the updates. That community is ridiculously strong. And frankly, I need to put brand lists. That community is ridiculous in its commitment to each other. It's not to the product. It's actually to the community. The product's good, but the community is even stronger. And we had a company, a young entrepreneur come in and said, I'm going to be the Glossier for men's whatever. And I said, really? I said, what's your audience size going to be after years? It's about 10,000. I'm like, you're clueless. You have no idea what the Glossier community was like when they launched product. And then the store experience remains super important to us. We continually pound the pavement looking for the best experiences, and we keep coming back to American Girl. I'm sorry. It's rabid. It's crazed. They have to slow you down in purchasing. Imagine one retailer saying, no, sorry, don't buy that quite so quickly. Slow down. Here's a passport. You have to be gated and go through a set of processes, right? So that's just the best of all psychologies. Now, where are we investing and where are we not investing? And I'll close. We're not investing in technologies. We are investing in applications. If someone comes to me and says, I'm an AI platform, not interested. If you're developing a solution that uses AI, let's talk. AI for AI's sake is not of interest to us. Blockchain for blockchain's sake is not of interest for us. Anything for its sake in technology today is not of interest to us, okay? These are all tools. And so consequently, all the companies that we've got here on the page and that we'll be talking about in the future and this next class is all about the application of technology, not the technology itself. And secondly, and this is something we're seeing and exploding as new distribution channels for product. We're not saying that stores are dead. We're just saying stores are going to be transformed and continue to change. And they're all over the map in this area. I won't bore you with all the details, but there are a lot of them, and they're pushing the envelope and boundaries of what a store is and how you sell something. We continually thank our sponsors. There are a number of people from Accenture here and Parsons. They've been phenomenal for us and not just getting us started, but continuing that commitment day to day, week to week. And our sponsors have been, again, extraordinary for us, a wide range, everything from the big trade organizations like NRF and ADCDS, as well as TJX and Estee Lauder and a number of others. Our team continues to grow, and we're super proud of them. We're going to go through a kind of a who's who, but I won't do any call-outs right now. They've all been amazing, and you'll get to hear from some of them today. And I'm really thankful for all the work they're doing because they are really first class and do much better work than I do. Our portfolio continues to grow. We've got 6 great cohorts already out. Very few, most of them are doing pretty well or very well. And there will be an announcement pretty soon on Billy, a very incredible, not outcome because it's still first or second inning, but great work they're doing. And candidly, this is one of those great stories where when they first walked in the door, people were like, what are you doing with female razors? Like, there's no market for this. This is not of interest. No one cares. And they have absolutely blown it through. Their numbers are insane. Their following is crazy. And they're just crushing it as a consumer goods brand. With that, talking about consumer goods, I'm now going to bring up Holly to talk about the new XRC Brand Lab. Holly?
Thanks, Pano, and good evening. So I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about the recently launched XRC Brand Lab and share some exciting news with all of you tonight. So I'm going to start by telling you what you already know. Traditional CPG companies and retailers are struggling for growth. After 3 years of denial and the it won't move the needle mentality, categories and market shares have been declining. Started with razors and blades, and now we've begun to see the categories shrink and the shareholders are speaking up. So now there's a sense of urgency, which is good, but it may be too late. Acquisition prices are through the roof, and building a direct-to-consumer brand inside a large company is near impossible. And at the same time, emerging brands benefiting from an incredibly low cost of capital continue to spend and eat away at market share. We launched the Brand Lab at XRC to help established brands and retailers solve this problem and enter emerging categories in a way that makes sense and is effective. We sit at the epicenter of mature CPG brands or established CPG brands, I'm sure they wouldn't like that word mature, and brick and mortar retailers. And we have a big network of direct-to-consumer brands that we work with, and we find ways to solve these problems for these three constituencies. One example is our partnership with CVS. We've curated a line of wellness products across 4 categories, including mental acuity and ingestible wellness. These products have been tested across a fleet of 10 stores, and we've learned a lot about adjacencies and necessary packaging and price point adjustments that need to be made. We've streamlined the process for CVS. It's faster, it's more analytical, and it's certainly more effective because they're about to scale this test into 4,000 doors. But as Pano mentioned, product is not enough. Today's consumers care about the complete experience. We're testing in-store services and, of course, leveraging technology to learn more about the customer journey. We need to know how customers are interacting with these brands, and we need to understand more ways to measure the success of a direct-to-consumer product in a store than just simply looking at the sell-through data. Ultimately, we're beginning to really understand what is working and what is not. And this has led us to uncover what we believe is a fundamental problem and an opportunity that we're going to share with you tonight. Today's stable of direct-to-consumer brands, they were designed to sell online, not in stores. Many of them are struggling, and we simply put them on the shelf, and they're not well positioned to come to life. In fact, might be surprising to many of you, but the most talked about disruptive consumer brands in the wellness space are surprisingly small. The biggest, $15 million in sales, and there's only a few. So with an outsource everything philosophy, with marketing as their only real core competency, these brands are struggling to price in a way that works for the mass consumer. Their cost structures are bloated, and they're spending so aggressively that their business models are really dependent on their next round of funding. Many of these brands are geniuses at marketing. They have built an incredible consumer following, and we would say that they are the model for online sales today. But that being said, it's not enough for retailers. These retailers are forced to accept this stable of brands, these single product companies that have tenuous balance sheets and hope that they turn in the stores. We think there's a better way, and we have come up with that, and we're announcing it tonight. To us, this gap in the marketplace represents an amazing opportunity. And tonight we're excited to announce a project within. It's a soon-to-be-named umbrella wellness brand that is going to span across multiple wellness categories. Most importantly, it's specifically designed for the mass channel. It's the anti-startup startup. It combines the best of both worlds. So what do we mean by that? We're designing within around data. We're designing it alongside a retailer to figure out what really makes sense. We plan to partner with an established CPG company who will invest and provide the scale and functional expertise to make this successful. Our conversations have begun. And most importantly, we have found an exceptional founder to lead in this effort. You'll meet Trinity Muzan in a minute, but she's an experienced entrepreneur, a brilliant marketer, and she is going to take Project Within and make it available to the masses in a way that has scale and is hugely profitable. You'll be hearing a lot more about Trinity in the months to come, but for now, I'd like to bring her on stage so she can tell you a bit more about what she's working on.
Well, first off, thank you, Holly, for the lovely introduction. So, hello, everyone. My name is Trinity. I am the founder of, okay. I'm the founder of a wellness company called Gold, which you guys might be familiar with. As an entrepreneur in this space, I have been really privy to the opportunity that exists here. Wellness right now is a massive white space that we really feel most brands have not been able to fully capture just yet. And so with that, I've also seen the challenges that today's digitally native brands are facing. So many that Holly already mentioned, you know, the cost of acquisition, the challenges to scale, not really being built for mass retail. My mission really is to make wellness as accessible as possible. That means products that are easy, affordable, and located exactly where the consumer is most likely to discover them. And I'm so thrilled to be partnering with XRC to bring that vision to life at mass scale. So Project Within builds timely, engaging brands in the wellness space that are really super powered for the mass scale of retail. That means products that are easy, affordable, with formulas that are really solution-oriented, super powered by the distribution of upwards of 20,000 drugstores that are in the United States today. So I like to think of Within not so much as emulating a great brand, but really it is one. So thank you guys. I'm so thrilled to share more about Within as things go on, but I'll leave it at that for now.
We are super excited. You know, when we find white space, we run to it. And we think with Holly and Trinity, there's an enormous white space. We've seen with CVS, and the consumer brands that we're talking to are equally super excited. So we're very comfortable and excited that we don't know what we're doing, but we do know what we're doing. And that's the best part of being an entrepreneur. So we love this and really are driving hard on it. Now, what we're going to do next is start talking through Cohort 7. And to lead that is our famous Carly-Ann Fergus. Carly-Ann, our director.
Wow, there's a lot of people here. Thank you, panel, Holly, and Trinity, for that great, insightful opener. Hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining us tonight to celebrate Cohort 7. I'm not going to do a presentation. I'm just going to jump right into the startups so we can get up and network. So first up, I'd like to invite to the stage Jihan Thompson from Swivel.
Hello, my name is Jahan Thompson. As Carly-Ann said, I am the co-founder and CEO of Swivel Beauty. Swivel Beauty is an online marketplace for women with textured hair who need a convenient way to find skilled stylists they can trust. And with our platform, we can take a woman from looking to booking the right stylist for her in just a few clicks. Much of the hair care world fails to address the complexities of the textured hair experience. But with our personalized, texture-specific approach, we are creating a first-of-its-kind community for women of color. From our stylist database to e-commerce to content, Swivel is positioned to be the industry leader in the fast-growing $15 billion textured hair market. Prior to launching Swivel, I was a magazine editor. spending 10 years working at top women's lifestyle brands, including Oprah, Marie Claire, and Glamour. And it was during this time that I had a front row seat to the latest beauty businesses, many of which completely overlooked my specialized hair care needs as a Black woman. Fed up with being overlooked by the industry, despite the fact that women of color spend 9 times more on beauty than any other ethnic group, I decided to start Swivel. Since our launch, we've grown from a handful of stylists to more than 250 in the New York City area, and we now have more than 2,000 women on our waitlist eager to expand with us nationwide. Once again, I'm Jahan Thompson, co-founder and CEO of Swivel. At Swivel, it's more than just hair. Thank you.
Thank you, Jahan. Next up is George Shaw from Bots.
I was going to bring a cheat sheet in case I forgot my name when I got up here, but thankfully Carly Ann sorted that out for me. My name is George Shaw. I'm the former head of R&D from Retail Next. I was at the MIT Media Lab, and also a principal engineer at Intel. My startup is called Brain of the Store, or Bots. We're building an artificial intelligence platform for retailers who want to understand their customers' behavior more deeply in real time. The inside of a retail store is a complex dance with shoppers, store associates, products, and the store itself. We're building an AI platform to understand and choreograph that dance. We find hidden patterns in the data your store already generates, enabling new experiences that delight customers and drive increased sales and operational optimization in your store. Unlike existing analytics solutions that are unable to provide actionable insights and real-time events, Bots is real-time spatial AI for the physical world that builds on the existing ecosystem of data sources and data providers and in-store technology, enabling things like the ability to notify store staff automatically if a customer needs help, identify customers who may be doing something suspicious, or make recommendations automatically based on real customer behavior. I've been using technology for about a decade, understanding this complex dance between people, products, and physical spaces. I helped to revolutionize the way retailers use data to manage their stores at Retail Next. I broke new ground in the understanding of language acquisition with the Human Speech Home Project while I was at MIT. And I helped NBA teams win more basketball games at a startup called Second Spectrum that did sports analytics. It's a big challenge to drive results in retail using data, but I think I'm up to the challenge given my experience and my past successes. We're at the very beginning of a very long journey here, and I'm honored and grateful to have the backing and support of Pano and the rest of XRC Labs and many others in retail and the in-store technology ecosystem. We're at the beginning of a revolution in data technology and a massive transformation in retail, and we're thrilled to sit at the intersection of both. Come with us as we go and reinvent retail forever again. I'm George. We're Brain of the Store. Thank you.
Thank you, George. All right, next up is Nabla Ascent. And now I'd like to invite Gitesh to tell us a bit more about Nabla Ascent.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Gitesh Dubey, co-founder and chief systems officer of Nabla Ascent. And we provide data analytics and inventory monitoring solutions for large, huge warehouses through fully autonomous drones. We are a team of PhDs and research engineers from the world-renowned Robotics Institute at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. And over the past years, we've been doing some amazing work. So here's a short video of what we've been doing. What you see here is a full-scale helicopter flying fully autonomously while avoiding obstacles from point A to point B. It was nominated for the Collier Trophy and won the Howard Hughes Award, an honor which we share with Apollo 11 project. Later, we miniaturized this technology to be able to run on a really small aerial vehicle using just computer vision and modern AI. Our strength is making really intelligent autonomous flying vehicles, and the current problem that we're solving is data asset tracking, analytics, and inventory monitoring in these huge warehouses. So now imagine an airport where these cargo airplanes are coming in and out, So about 117 metric tons of cargo has to be moved every hour, and all of these are stored away in these huge multi-storied warehouses. It's a fully autonomous drone, and it's actually this guy who flew in there. We did this proof of concept at Emirates and Dinata Air Cargo Facility in Dubai, and this was the very first time that we did this proof of concept in a real warehouse. I was surprising to see that the job that used to take 2 hours, we did that in under 8 minutes. So we can save about 60% of the labor, and the job that used to incur $1 million annually of expenses, we can do that in about $150,000 only. To end, I would say we are an award-winning team with the 20 million of traction through really amazing customers that we have lined up. Thank you so much. Looking forward to some exciting discussions with you guys later. Thank you. Thanks, Carly.
Thank you, Githesh. Sorry. Next up is Lab. Let's hear more from Lane Tab.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lane Tab, founder and CEO of Lab. What is Lab? Lab is an on-demand manufacturing platform that brings product to market 51 times faster with no overstock and major cost savings. Who is this for? This is for mid-size accessories brands and collections that have accessories that need to precisely meet consumer demand. How we do it? We marry proprietary software, intelligent machinery, and hand craftsmanship to make on-demand products in a facility in Brooklyn, and it's the same cost as doing it out of Asia. What's different? What's different than us manufacturing in Asia is that Asia has very long lead times, as everyone here knows, lots of overstock, hidden costs, and high minimums. We want to get rid of all of those things. At Lab, we go from sketch to a bag or an accessory in 7 days from concept to product, and then from consumer click to out the door in 24 hours. No overstock, no bottom lines that you have to hide someday. A little about me. I started my career at Donna Karan about 20 years ago. I've worked for some of the biggest accessories brands in the world. I was in charge of product for Rebecca Minkoff, Kate Spade, 9 brands for BCBG, and I have a kick-ass team with 80 years experience combined in manufacturing, marketing, and finance. What are we working on currently? We're building out a facility in Industry City. We're about to launch 2 pilots, 1 in-house brand and another pilot out of LA that will be testing all of our software and patents and things like that, and our equipment. And then we'll be adding more pilots in the end of 2019. Say goodbye to overstock and markdowns. Lab. I'm Lane Tab. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lane. Next up is Sahan from Terra Cafe.
Good evening, everyone. As Carly said, I'm Sahan Domagani from Terra Cafe, a company transforming the coffee experience. Terra Cafe is a new direct-to-consumer coffee brand that is both delivering a new fully automatic bean-to-cup espresso machine, as well as a whole bean coffee subscription service. This marries quality, sustainability, and convenience. We are serving the exploding segment of eco-conscious daily coffee consumers who love craft coffee like cappuccinos and lattes, but they need a convenient, simplified way to get it. Unlike leading options like Keurig and espresso that brew from pods, almost all of which are ending up in our landfills, or other expensive, complicated solutions that cost you $1,500 or more, Terra Cafe's espresso machine is just $5.95, and it uniquely offers a built-in grinder and an automated milk frothing system. That means brewing anything from an espresso to a cappuccino is as simple as just one touch. So what that means for you is that you're getting a cup of premium, eco-friendly specialty coffee for cents, not dollars. Now, I myself am coming from a hardware background, but also as a huge coffee enthusiast that loves starting every morning with that perfect cup, I took the task with my co-founder to create a new solution that would make quality coffee accessible to all. Since our soft launch in mid-November, we've been delighted by the positive consumer response, but we've also been really, really excited about a new channel that we've uncovered for our machine, and that's stores. Stores love our product. We've had interest from brands like Equinox and Burrow and Outdoor Voices. While we're here at XRC, we want to run hard at that opportunity. We want to build out that platform because we've found that our product is an amazing turnkey solution for people to create an experience, to build a community, and ultimately have happier customers. Again, my name is Sahan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Terra Cafe. We have our product over to my right that we're showcasing today that, if you don't mind a caffeine kick at 8 p.m., we'd love to brew you a cup. And yeah, thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Sahan. Up next is Blackstock Weber.
Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Good, good. I'm Chris, the CEO and founder of Blackstock Weber, and we design handcrafted everyday footwear for the modern man. And each pair is made in England with a focus on quality and craftsmanship by artisans in a pretty well-known factory that produces some of the best footwear in the world. Before B&W, I had about 10 years of experience in the menswear industry. So when I walked into a luxury department store and saw a pair of shoes priced at close to $2,000, I knew I could do better. In just a year, after launching in my apartment on my couch, we've generated over $1 million in revenue, and have thank you, and have secured strategic partnerships with Nordstrom and Stephen Allen. While traditional players remain overpriced, and new players run to any factory that'll glue a upper to a sole, we take the high road, and we make Goodyear welted, glove leather lined product that is made with leathers that are sourced from the top tanneries in Italy and Spain. We essentially make bespoke quality product. We make bespoke quality product without skimping on quality, but at an accessible price. Once again, I'm Chris Echeverria, the CEO and founder of Blackstock Weber, and we're styling the modern man from the bottom up. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. And last but not least is Lee from Author.
Hello, I am Lee Seven, co-founder of Arthur. Arthur delivers a next-generation clienteling platform to premium brands that boosts cross-channel spending and client lifetime value. As Venture for America Fellows, my co-founder Janesh and I really focused on how brands can better to communicate with their customers. In research with over 200 sales associates at stores across New York City, we found how much there is an opportunity to help and enhance the brick and mortar experience, specifically for growing retailers. Unlike more expensive and complex solutions that require external installation, Arthur is the only Shopify-certified self-service clienteling platform that seamlessly connects store associates with their customers so that they can reach out to them in a safe and secure way using enhanced messaging capabilities. Today, most brands fail to create connections with over 70% of their foot traffic. And when I speak to sales associates, they're still so heavily reliant on physical notebooks in order to keep track of their best customers. But if your sales associates know how to send a text message, they can just as easily learn how to use Arthur. Arthur not only centralizes your data, but delivers the insights that brands need in order to reach a wider audience with the same level of personalization. Arthur is currently live in over 30 stores and has partnered with some of the top direct-to-consumer brands, including Lafleur, Margot, and Modern Citizen. As I said, I am Lee Seven, and we are Arthur, old school clienteling for new school brands. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lee. All right, let's give a round of applause for Cohort 7. And before we wrap up, I'd like to re-invite Pano to the stage to tell us a bit more about Hisham Fadali, our entrepreneur in residence.
Thank you, Carly-Ann. Isn't that fun? What a great group of companies. So Hisham came to us with a problem he was solving in the data science space. We didn't like the problem. It was highly personalized pricing so that everyone would get a different price. We liked it. We think it's very cool, but it's going to be very hard to work in both brick and mortar and online. But like good venture capitalists that we are, we love great founders, as you've seen many of them today. And so we said to Hisham, what if we brought your data science team in and looked for the right problem, given your technology capabilities? And already we've had conversations with 2 major brands at NRF who've said, we're ready. We've got tons of data and we've got no skills. So we already think there's opportunities sitting there that if we find, we have 2 ears, and we teach all the entrepreneurs is we all have how many ears? How many mouths do we have? So say less, listen more, we'll find the problem, we'll deliver great solutions. So Hisham has come on in that capacity for us to work with our partners, our sponsors, to identify data science concerns and issues that we can rapidly turn into product. So welcome, Hisham. And with that, thank you. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, all of our ecosystem, my wife who puts up with this all the time. But all of us have been a phenomenal group. Please, this place doesn't close down till 9:30. We want you to have a great time, get out of your seats and meet lots of people. The entrepreneurs will be in various locations. They'll be around. We're going to set up little stands for them to be hanging out, and please meet them. Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening.